Robert Richard, how are you doing, sir?
What's going on? All right, first of all, so I just got out of the shower just now.
Okay.
So I'm doing shameless plug right at the top of the interview. I want everyone to know this right here is the only stuff that I use on my face. It's called Elite. It's by this company called Elite Performance Medicine. And it keeps me young. I'm 40 years old. You see how green this stuff is? It's like beautiful green.
Yeah.
And I take a couple drops of it and I put it on my face and it keeps me young forever. I feel like I'm a vampire or something.
Yeah, because the craziest thing is like you still look the same as you were when you were like 13 and 15, man. Like, how, like, with the EPM products, which I was going to go into, like, what made you decide that you wanted to, go into this field? Was it something that, you had stuff that you were suffering with years ago and you wanted to try something to soothe your face, or was it something that you had planned from before? Like, how did you get to
No,
this point?
I had psoriasis, so I just needed something that was like gonna keep me like movie star pretty.
Yeah.
And I came across this microbiologist and just got behind her business. She's a boxer, she's a female boxer, she's a Christian, she's a microbiologist, and I was like, yo, this stuff made me look like perfect. I'm like, let me just let everybody know. So I just kind of got behind it as a customer, and I love it.
Yeah.
But Meagan Good just sent me a text message right now from when
Oh,
we were
wow.
kids, teenagers. She just sent it to me right now, and she's like, "Look how young you still look." And I'm like, "Oh, I love you, babe. I love that."
Yeah, you both look still young, man. Like, it's like both. It's like you have this like youthful juice, but you're using like natural products that you still continue to use. How long did you? How long have you been doing like EPM products? How long? When was the first time that you
Just
started it?
just kind of like under a year. It's been going since like just like around the pandemic last year is when I started to really get on it.
Right.
Like March last year. So it's been about a year. Um, Meagan and I are doing a new TV show uh, in Harlem. It's called Harlem. It's like a new Sex and the City. She's the lead character.
Wow.
So, and they got me playing like this handsome stripper dude or whatever. I got to be like all chiseled and stuff. So obviously, we're all looking for life hacks, things that you could like do to like look young and swift and agile.
Is this
So
something that you're conscious of, knowing that you've had a really extensive career, and you still maintain your youthfulness? And is it a conscious decision, knowing that the more roles that you're doing now, is it a thing that you want to maintain your youthfulness so that you feel that you can do more of these roles as your career has gone along?
yeah, I mean, it's funny because I've been in the business for 25 years,
Wow,
but I look
amazing.
25. I'm like, I look
That's what
25.
that makes no sense. It's like you've been doing it for so long, but you're still like around about the same age.
So I'm just trying to like there's certain people who like always want to prolong their career. Like Tom Brady's prolonging his career, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James been in the league forever, So I definitely have it on my mind that I want to like continue to do what I love for as long as possible.
Mm,
So I've just been, trying to like, find out what works for all of us,
mm,
and then be the guinea pig and do it first. So I
mm.
feel like the things that I do like would work for you, for anybody at home, all the listeners, everybody. I'm just the first person that's like trailblazing it. And then
Mm.
I'm like, okay, now I'm passing the baton. This shit works. Like, here we go.
So
Keep
you'd be
going.
the inspiration to say like you can still maintain your youthfulness, you can still look after yourself as far as skincare. I mean, even like for you, like you still remain shredded as hell. Like like for me, I look like a donut compared to you right now. And but like, was it a thing for you when you started to do like workouts and stuff like that and wanted to maintain an image? Was it something from a young age that you were like wanted to be conscious of all of that?
No, what it was I was on Vampire Diaries and they told me that I was too fat. They're like, you need to lose 30 pounds.
Wow.
Like quick, like in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit. So like I just was like, okay, how am I gonna do this? And my first instinct was go swim. Like if you're gonna burn calories, like the pool is gonna be like exhaust you and you're gonna burn through the calories. But then I realized like not everybody has a pool.
Right.
And that's when I was like, what could I do that's like on land that would be like as effective as like a pool workout?
Right.
And then I got with my doctor and just started figuring it out. And like now I have this highway fit thing, which people love highway fit. I go to the airport and everybody's like, yo, Rob, highway fit. I'm like, oh, they know.
Yeah.
They know. I'm like, that's great.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So like, obviously with, you know, so you're saying with like a situation where you were going into Vampire Diaries and they told you needed to shred quickly. And I guess that was the starting point of like, I can really do this like full time, as in like I'm gonna keep the momentum going and keeping myself trim and fit.
well, because yeah, I was like, I'm always thinking about like how to life hack. Like,
Mm.
how can I do something that would take 4 hours and do it in 4 minutes? Like, that's all I want to figure out in life. Because then you can like maintain it. No one can go to the gym for 4 hours a day. Get the fuck out of here.
Real talk, real talk.
Are you like, what? But like, I'm working out like 3 songs. So like 3 songs is like 10, 15 minutes max. Yeah. And I like listening to music, so I can get on the floor right now, crush it like a quick little workout, and then be out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, if I can do that, who would be the most resistant to do that?
Mm.
And I found this girl, she was 400 pounds. And she was like, I just want to lose 200 pounds in the next 2 years. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Mm. And she did it. So now that she did it, I'm like, okay, everybody can do this. Like, it can be done. Mm. I just got a fucking DM the other day. Dude lost 200 pounds in my workout.
Wow.
I'm like, that's fucking amazing, bro.
Wow.
That's like be of service.
Have you not thought of like potentially doing like a fitness gym like that, you know, that you wanted to set up for yourself that you can help others? Like, I mean, obviously it's difficult with the situation being the pandemic, but is that something you thought about as far as like setting up a place that you can do this with other people?
Well, yeah, I kind of want to set up like this like oasis where like people can come and like relax and like get a massage and get some wellness and like, you know what I'm saying? Like really get like some hands-on pampering, but then still like get a little workout in, maybe get a pool workout in, maybe get like a bomb ass juice or some bomb ass dinner. Like I want to do some shit like that. Kind of like the opposite of fast food. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, exactly. From the top, I got to say what an honor it is to have you on. Like, I mean, I really appreciate you taking the time to do this, man. Like, thank you so much for doing this.
Yo, man, we're being boys forever now, right?
Wow, that's an honor to me, man. I feel so grateful for it because I remember like emailing and, you know, trying to reach somebody, and, you know, it's been a month and I couldn't get hold of anybody. So I thought, let me just try and DM you. And I know 9 times out of 10, when it comes to like celebrities and public figures, the likelihood is you're not going to reach that person, let's be honest. And I thought in my head, sure, you know what, let me just give it a try. There's no harm in trying. The worst thing that can happen is like, no reply, move on. But when you replied to me and you said to me you were willing to do this, like the funniest thing was that I was actually watching One-on-One when you replied to me and said that you were willing to do this. So I was double gassed from the jump. So I was just like, this is crazy. So again, it's so much appreciated, man. Like for you.
We're going to do this a lot. I got a lot more projects coming out. I'm on a new show right now. I got three movies coming out. Four. My Brother's Keeper, Real Talk, California Love, and one more movie. Yeah, I'm working my ass off right now. So we're gonna have a lot more interviews to be able to do and just chop it up. Now keep the fans entertained. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll do some playlists and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm liking it.
Yeah, man. I mean, the main thing that, you know, I was talking about before was like you've maintained your health and stuff like that. And, you know, I see your IGs that 9 times out of 10, you always got a shirt off. Like I even saw like your post where you're driving in a car shirtless. And I'm just thinking, like, sure, you just got the confidence to go out there and just like, you know what? I don't need a shirt. Fling it off. I'm done. Like, was it?
Literally, I was thinking, should I do this interview shirtless? I'm like, no, put a shirt on. Like, make my dad proud.
Well, I mean, you're suited up nicely, man. Like, you know what I mean? When you came on, I was thinking, like, this guy's coming dapper. I thinking, like, I should have switched it up. But, like, you know, you really are smartened up, bro.
But you know what's funny though? The reason why I'm always shirtless is because I'm hot, bro. I get hot. I be like, taking my clothes off. I'm like, fuck that, man. I'm like,
but the same thing for me is that I get hot too. I'm prone to being hot. But the problem is that if I were to take my shirt off, I don't think I would have the same impact in getting people to react the same way.
We should do like a little challenge together because I know that like once you get on it, like once you're like communicating with me every day and you're like, yo, I'm doing my workout, I'm like doing my workout with you, you're gonna like be on it. You're just gonna start getting hooked. You're just gonna be like, all right, I'm doing highway fit, like 10 minutes real quick. And then the way I do it is like we send each other music. So I'll send you songs that make me go harder.
Right.
Like you send me songs, you know what I'm saying? Like today's Wednesday, so I always do hip hop on Wednesdays.
Right.
And then like Thursdays is EDM, Fridays is
Wow.
R&B, and then Saturdays is like whatever the kids listen to, whatever pop and is new, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever that's on. And Sundays is like country music. Fuck with country.
Wow. Amazing. Yeah. I got into country music, well, kind of like a fusion country music a few years ago when I went to Toronto because my best friend has family out there. And when I was hearing like, you know, country music, like fusions and stuff like that, I was thinking like, this is like a new culture. Like I've never, because for me, I've always been like R&B, hip hop, reggae, bashment, that sort of vibe, like, you know, EDM. But country music, I was like, wow, I was really feeling it. And then I get teased at work or, you know what I mean? So like, why are you such a country boy? Why do you like country music? I'm like, you know, why are you all about this? I'm thinking like, well, it's cool. But then they're just thinking, well, you're just not understanding anyway. So I forget you.
Country music, and when you go to the country festivals, all the girls bad.
Wow.
So that's like one thing too. And then on Mondays I do rock and roll, and then Tuesdays I do whatever's international. So I, you know, whatever, just like, you know, that's something that's like, you know, not America. If it crosses the pond, I'm like, okay, that's what I'm gonna listen to. So you guys send me some good music too.
I'll definitely will. I'll give you a shout later on and send some good stuff on my side, man. We got some good UK music. I mean, have you heard of any like UK artists on our side of the turf?
We just know Grimes. It's all like Americans know Grimes. He's like the most popular, like, you know what I'm saying, UK artist. Like,
is there a particular UK artist that sticks out to you that people have been telling you about?
What's the dude's name who's like the dude who like runs the grime stuff? Like everyone talks about him.
I think if we're talking like the most notable person as far as like the culture, maybe Stormzy that maybe come into play.
Stormzy is what everyone talks about. Yeah. And then wait, is Rita Ora and where you guys are at too or no?
That's right. Yeah. She's on our side as well. Yeah, man. There's so many different genres, but I think what's prominent on our side at the moment is drill music, and I know like you know, Pop Smoke before he passed, you know, like he kind of like, you know, I would say that UK drill has always been a thing for the past couple of years, but like Pop Smoke was the most notable as who we knew drill music as far as US, but it's dominating over here as far as UK drill. Like, have you heard any UK drill?
No, it's so funny. I need to do more research because I noticed that like Drake steals a lot of what you guys do over there and then brings it across. Like as soon as like I see like a new vibe that goes over in the UK, Drake is on it and then sings on the track too, and then it comes out here and blows up. So I gotta get more on this drill stuff for sure.
No, I'm gonna send you some drill stuff. Like to be honest, like I'm still kind of learning myself as far as like, you know, those sort of genres. But like for me, I've always grown up like 80s, 90s, like R&B, hip hop. Like my mum introduced me to it, so that's kind of my vibe. I was gonna ask you like, what are your go-to workout tracks? Because you mentioned that you go through different like genres like every day. So what are your go-to tracks?
I would say probably my Monday go-to track is like anything Michael Jackson. I like rock and roll. I like all the like AC/DC, all that kind of stuff. But Mike really gets me hyped. Pop Smoke on Wednesdays is dope. Ozuna, you know, all the guys, like all the Latin artists, I really, really fuck with them on Tuesdays. It's Taco Tuesday, so I'm like, you know what I'm saying, get my Latin vibe going on or whatever. Thursdays, EDM. I like Aura. I like Camel Fat. I like Lane 8. I like all those new artists. Fridays, just anything on Fridays. R&B Fridays though. I mean, I probably like Genuine and Usher and shit like that. Like
oh yeah, you can't have like R&B without those dudes. Like even Keith Sweat, that's my jam.
Exactly, for sure, absolutely. And then Saturdays, I'm on like the Dua Lipa, Camila Cabello, and all the stuff that like the kids are listening to. Okay. Even 24K too, like he's pop too. So, and then Casey Musgraves on Sunday. Like I like Morgan Whalen's like my country star, and then Casey Musgraves. Like she be watching my DMs. I'm like, Casey Musgraves is watching my DM. So I be always trying to flex for her. I be trying to like
well, like literally with the chest as well. So it's just like, okay, I'm getting the DMs with you. You know what I mean?
Listen. I did a pull up thing challenge. It had Casey Musgraves playing Golden Hour, right? And she watched like all 4 of my stories, and I was like, damn. I was like, she's
Wow.
much. I'm like, all right, that's hot. That's hot.
People are paying attention, man, and then obviously, like you've had an extensive career, which we'll go into in a bit. But like you mentioned about ACDC, what's interesting is that on the show on One on One, like you put yourself as a rock star.
Yeah.
Like, was rock like a major influence that led you to being comfortable with the idea of Arnez as the character being a rock star on screen?
Yeah, Arnez was like, he was like a young Lenny Kravitz. It was like Lenny Kravitz trying to find his way, where like you live in like, you know, like the black culture, but you still like stuff that maybe like would feel like a little different than what everyone else is listening to. Like the first episode, like I'm in like a see-through shirt, like a fishnet shirt with like nipples and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
and I was thinking, like, you know, what black guy do I know from that time period, being an actor, to be, you know, to having something that's, you know, rock on and full shirtless with sleeves and things like that. And I'm thinking, like, you kind of set the benchmark for, you know, like just going out there and going for it.
But now, like, it's so relative because like One on One's back on TV and everyone's watching, and they all the kids relate to like how he's different and unique. They relate to that now, and even Spirit's character, I'm like, that's dope that like it was ahead of his time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it definitely was, man. And then one thing that stood out to me, because obviously, you know, Cousin Skeeter, One on One, like, you know, some of your most notable TV series that you've been a part of. But my first actual recollection of you was that one episode that you did on My Wife and Kids, and you had the blonde hair. And I was thinking, like, yo, this is new to me. And I respect the fact that you just went out there and done something completely. You made it cool for us, put it that way. Because I can see that now, like, you know, you see blonde hair on a lot of black, you know, of black guys that are doing it. Was it something that was required for the role, or was it something that you thought, you know what, let me try something different?
Let's just do something different. I was like, let's just go ahead, bleach the whole thing out. And then it started to grow up and became like salt and pepper. And that's like a thing now too, where people do the whole salt and pepper thing. So I just would say like out on a limb, and then I corn rolled it at one point. So it was like the blonde corn rolls with like the underroot. I was, you know, I just wanted to like do something that was like as far from how I grew up as possible. Because I grew up in the hood. Yeah. I grew up where everyone did the same thing, you know, Jordan's, white t-shirt, you know, backwards hat. And I'm like, I want at least want my art to like flip it so that people can be like, damn, he did something different. You know what I mean? So,
So how do you think your fashion sense has changed then? You know, from the times that you've been acting as a kid to obviously now, because right now I've seen you in a suit and I'm thinking like, yo, like you smartened up. Like, you know, how do you think your because you went from like rock star to like, you know, elements of hip hop to like, you know, all different types. So how do you think your fashion sense has changed over the years?
So I think my fashion sense is still mad eclectic. And like, I think part of the reason why I wear the suit is because my characters are never in a suit. Bro, I'm in this thong in this new TV show. It's like this orange and black thong with this like orange harness. And I'm like stripping. I'm like, dude, it's gonna be like, yo, Rob is out here crazy.
Yeah. So did you feel comfortable doing those stripping scenes?
Well, you know what's funny? It's like, obviously I want to keep it like on, in my opinion, the comfortable side of masculine for me.
Right.
Where like I'm doing it, but it's like, it's still like, you know, women, or whether it's sorority or like, it's like a bachelorette weekend or someone who's like, you know what I'm saying, having a girls' night, but they feel like, oh, he did it, but it was still like sexy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's like one thing I think I'm pretty conscious of. But, you know, I'm in the wardrobe room sometimes being like, what is this, bro?
Were you questioning and thinking, what the fuck am I going to do with this?
I'm like, white fishnet see-through underwear? I'm like, you guys are out here trying to murder me. I'm like,
it's like you're thinking, nah, my career is over doing this now. I can't be doing this.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like, even in the last one that I had the orange one on, like at least they gave me orange Jordans. So it was kind of like, I was like a stripping basketball player. I don't fucking know.
Wow. I mean, you doing basketball and stripping would probably not be too far-fetched, considering like you've been shirtless for most of like your iconic roles.
I should have had a fucking basketball. That would have been hot.
Yeah, exactly. Like spin it whilst you're stripping.
And then I did one that's like a boxing one.
Yeah.
But I got full on like damn near naked. Like I was in like an actual G-string where I pulled the boxing shorts off and I'm like on top of this girl. Now, mind you, it's like Meagan Good. So I'm like on top of her and like kissing her and like all this other shit. So it's dope. but it's still far out there though. She goes to me, she goes, in the show, in the TV show, she goes, "You play this guy named Bobby that I dated in high school." Just like that.
It's mad you say that, because obviously you're saying now that you're doing these type of more like, you know, out there things compared to when you were a kid, like, you know, working with Meagan Good on Cousin Skeeter, and obviously you were kids at the time and you were kind of exploring like what romantic, you know, links were like, you know, growing up and stuff like that. And I wanted to touch on something with one-on-one, but I'm going to come back to that in a minute. But with obviously now you working with Meagan Good, you know, in this new program Harlem, like what would you say are the differences as far as like your relationship, your working relationship from then as being kids, and obviously now you're adults, so what's different for you as far as working together?
I think the biggest difference is like, one, like I love her. I love her and I see her as family, and I see her more like a sister now. Whereas like when I was younger, I saw her more as like a girlfriend.
Right.
You know, like she was so beautiful. It was like, how could you not fall in love with her? So like every episode, I'm like talking to writers. I'm like, so Bobby gets to kiss Nina right now, right? Like he's gonna kiss her in this episode, right? Like every scene, I'm like, so I get to kiss her, right? But now it's like when I hug her and I squeeze her, it just feels like family and just like love. I'm just like, yo, like you're killing it. I support everything she does. She's like a dope creative. She's directing now. And I just want to continue to see her blossom and flourish, because she's our Holly Berry. Like she's just like that. She's that girl, you know what I'm saying? And I get to work with this other girl, Grace Byers, who's on Empire. And it's the same way with her. I'm just like, yo, if you just need anything, you just need a nigga to have your back. Like, I'll run lines to you. I'll go get your fucking drinks. I'm just like, I just want these girls to feel like, yo, you're on top of the throne.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of years left, so I'm not really worried about like me being like the Denzel character right now. I'm like, that'll come.
yeah, it'll come in years to come. I mean, you've already had like sort of touching base with Samuel L. Jackson as like, you know, kind of like a what expectancy from the longevity of a career. So, you know, you got plenty of time for that. I mean, speaking of Meagan Good, like obviously, you know, Cousin Skeeter is, you know, one of my favorite shows of yours. I mean, I saw Meagan Good, you know, react to Cousin Skeeter, hasn't seen him in over 20 years. Like, have you got a chance to see Cousin Skeeter, like, you know, in these current times? Have you seen him since then, since you've done your last shows?
Yeah, when she saw him, like, she broke down.
I saw that.
Yeah, it was, like, pretty emotional. I see Skeeter all the time. He's in Santa Monica.
So is that where he is at the moment?
Yeah, he's in Santa Monica. He's at Awesomeness. It's like they do like YouTube stuff.
Right.
And he's in the office. I think he's in Brian Robbins' office. So I just go over there and say what's up to Skeeter all the time. But it was dope to see how much like it hit her that like that piece of culture that she was a part of. Like,
yeah,
you know, it's still relevant. People are asking us to do Cousin Skeeter again now. I'm like,
you're looking at it thinking, I don't know.
I think it would be kind of dope to do.
Yeah.
He's got to make sure like it just has like I think right now what's dope is like cross pollinating. So like I would want to like me and Skeeter to also have a radio show, like a podcast on the show.
That would be interesting.
And then we have all the celebrities and the YouTubers and the influencers and everybody and the athletes on our show in the show. And then he was still like, we were still out at night and like doing things and like getting in trouble. But like, I think that would be dope. You know what I'm saying?
It's interesting you say that, because I was watching an episode earlier where you like Meagan and Skeeter and then like this like radio show, and you're behind the booth trying to get them to argue and stuff like that. So it'd be interesting where if you have Skeeter and yourself like flip it in real life and doing it as a podcast, that would be amazing, bro.
Like if you made Skeeter like a new modern day MTV VJ. Where like it was like, you know what I'm saying? And then had everybody come through, like so many celebrities come through the show, like in cameos. That would be dope.
I mean, you'd have to get Bill Bellamy to come through though.
Exactly.
I mean, because you've never got to hear him. You're like, it was always like you had a character, you had someone playing Skeeter on the show, but you've never got to like, you know, actually see Bill Bellamy as far as voicing Skeeter. So you'd have to get him on board, man. Yeah,
no, he'd probably have to be like the first guest on Skeeter's podcast.
I mean, it would make sense.
That would be hilarious, though. That would be so good.
It'd be
So
crazy, man. I mean,
that's a good idea. It's a good
you
idea.
know, were you also aware of like the original version of like the intro song from 702? Because when I first heard the intro, I thought, yeah, this is dope, this is dope. And then my mum actually introduced me to the original version like a couple of years later, and I'm thinking like, where have I heard this before? And then when I came back to watching Cousin Skeeter, I'm thinking like, oh shit! So they actually worked with Missy Elliott before doing this. So were you aware of like 702 being like the main feature as far as the intro?
It's so funny because like everyone would come through our set. Like Meagan Good would come through, Christina Milian would come through, Maya would come through. All the '90s like big juggernaut girls came through set. So
Crazy.
702, they would come through and just hang out on set like on a Friday night. It'd be like them and like Nick Cannon. And it's just like I didn't even realize at the time. Like I took it for granted. Just everyone would just come through. We had an office down, like our warehouse was downtown LA, and everyone would come through on Friday night and just hang out and like, you know, be kids. And like, damn, dude, that's so freaking crazy. So I'm like, I get it now.
It's crazy, man. Because I mean, you being a child actor, like you know, when you first started, and what's interesting to me is that you've had like a few sets of dad figures. I've noticed. So, like for example, like hanging with Mr. Cooper, you had Mark Curry. Flex Alexander, you had One on One. Bill Bellamy, in a way, Cousin Skeeter. Like Samuel L. Jackson, Coach Carter. And I think we can also include Damon Wayans in that one episode that you did with My Wife and Kids as well.
And Jamie Foxx. And Jamie Foxx, too.
Exactly, that Jamie Foxx show. There you go. So you had a whole bunch of dads in your life. That, I mean, you know, you probably seen more of them than you did your own parents during the course of the set. So, I mean, what's the best advice from any of those guys that, you know, that stick out? Like, is there one that sticks out to you as far as like your career and going forward and what to do and what not to do?
I think probably with Sam Jackson, just like treat your first like your last and your last like your first. That's probably the best. Yeah. It's probably the best advice, man. I go on like I treat like every day I go to work now like it's my first day on set, even though I got 25 years as a veteran. And you know, and then you know like anything that I try and do, I'm like, listen, this might be the last time I do it. Like, go out and just kill it, but leave it all out there. Yeah, and I've fallen in love with this business. I love what I do for.
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, if I could just be, you know, entertain people at home, make them laugh, make them cry, make them love their popcorn, and you know what I'm saying, and then just entertain the youth and be an inspiration and be like, yo, you can do whatever you put your mind to, and continue to like, you know, just continue to evolve. Like, that's like what I want to do in life.
No, for sure. I mean, what's the biggest misconception of child actors, as you being a child actor yourself from when you started? What do you think the biggest misconception is?
I think one of the biggest misconceptions is for me, like I'm a hard worker. I don't mind like rolling my sleeves up and getting to work. I'll go to work for 18 hours and never even complain one time. And then two, like I don't really have an attitude, people. Like you see how you hit me up on DM, I'm like, yo, let's do it. And then we're doing it right now. You know, I don't really try and come off as pretentious or anything like that. I just like, I like people. I like to hang out with people. And like, some people are kind of like, they don't really approach me the right way. I'm like, I'm super down to earth. I play sports my whole life. Like, just talk to me like a regular person and we'll be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Well, what's your favorite sport then? Like, is it basketball? Is it baseball? Because I know like you've done quite a few amount of sports.
Yeah, I'd say baseball is like my personal favorite.
Oh, wow.
But I've done all the roles now. I've done boxing, football, baseball, like bowling. I've done all of that.
What's your highest score on bowling? Like, what have you been able to achieve there?
I've crossed 250 before. I've gotten like a.
Oh, wow.
I can actually like. That's one thing that I could do if I like. You know, when I got on the movie Alley Cats, I was bowling every single day. I took it mad seriously.
Yeah. I mean, because for me, like, I remember that I did bowling with my guys one time, and I think the only way I was able to win is if I had a few drinks down me, and I was actually at my better best at that time. It's crazy, man. Like, I mean, go back to being a child actor from when you started. Like, were your parents were they supportive from the jump, like when you started, or were there concerns, like, you know, you being too young and doing acting? Like, what was their reaction when you said you wanted to be an actor?
I think that the biggest thing, because like I was kind of a bad kid, I was like in gangs and all that kind of stuff in LA, And I think when they found that I was doing something productive, they just made sure I got there. So I feel like both my dad was like, you want to go to class? I'll take you to acting class. My mom's like, you want to go to audition? I'll pick you up from school. I'll take you to the audition. And I felt like they kind of like stood back and like let me kind of explore and like almost let me be an adult in a certain way. And I think that's what made me like kind of be like, okay, now I really want it, because I feel like I'm being respected as like an adult. This is what I want to do with my life, you know?
And is that something like for you where you would pass on to your kids in that same way, like the, you know, the parents being supportive of you, you would treat the same way as if you were to have kids?
Yeah, I think about it all the time. So I don't have any kids yet, but I want a big family. I want like 5 kids. And I always think, yo, like when my kids start leaning towards something, just support them. Be like, yo, do you need some equipment or some gear? Can I get you a better coach who's better than me, who can like help you with whatever you want to do, business, videography, art. If you want to be an art, you want to be an engineer or freaking a nerd, I don't care. Just let me like continue to give you those resources and like really just kind of like almost like be your kid's assistant.
Yeah.
Because a good parent is like down to be like, oh, I see what you want to do. Okay, let's.
Yeah. As long as they go down the right route, and then you're willing to help them in any which way possible. Yeah,
for sure. And like the thing about it is like, kids, they can change your family. Like I would say that I changed about my dad a house, about my mom a house. I changed my family. But like, can you imagine being like Serena Williams' like dad or like Tiger Woods' dad? And you're like, my kid is on the cover of ESPN magazine and he's like 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, a kid can change the whole family like faster than an adult can. So you gotta think of that when you're like, yo, this little nigga right here,
he's doing his thing, man. So you know what I mean. As long as you know you can see that, it's cool, man. There's a particular episode of One-on-One I wanted to touch on, so let me land. So it's in season 5, slight spoiler. Arnez and Brianna break up, and there was an episode where Cash, you know, you with roommates, and Cash is making a movie. And towards the end of the episode, when the crew find Cash, and Brianna was saying that she was freaked out because she felt that she couldn't build a romantic link with Arnez since they broke up. And he was saying that, but you're an actress, so it should be fine with you. But the weirdest thing about it is that there's Brianna wanted to be an actress, but then Kyla is playing Brianna as an actress. So, I mean, for you guys playing kids in love, you know, kisses and stuff like that, was it easy to separate Brianna and Arnez with you and Kyla playing these type of scenes?
So the first answer is no. The second answer is like you have to as a professional. So like the one thing that was like, I made sure that I fell in love with Brianna, like for real. Like I was in love with Kyla and I wanted to be, because I wanted the show to be like that extra like juice, that extra X factor. People are like, oh, he's madly in love with her. I fall in love with every actress that I've worked with. But like growing up, I've known Kyla for a long time. So for a long time, she's like a little sister to me. So like when we started like one-on-one, like I feel like she was like, you know, 14 when we started. And like she turned 18 on the show, like 4 seasons. But I had to like keep that balance of being like, I love her like a little sister, but I need to be in love with her on the show. And like as she turned like 18, I'm like, okay, she's like an adult now, like fall in love with her. You know?
Like go full in with it, yeah.
Yeah, and then like, you know, like with that being said, like when her getting like mad or being indifferent and like breaking up, like it would feel like that on set too, where like she felt like she was mad at me and like was ignoring me and wasn't talking to me, and like all that shit, I feel like is great stuff to see on camera.
Did those experiences, like, you know, working with Meagan Good, like having a love interest, and the same with Kyla Pratt, did those experiences prep you for when you would have real life romantic relationships?
I think they're a little bit different. Like I'm on this show right now, Harlem, and Grace Byers, she ends up being the one that's in bed with me. And like she's married. But like it's kind of my job to like make her fall in love with me on set. So I just be like bringing her flowers, just getting her chocolate for no reason, just like telling her how beautiful she is every single day, and tell her how like lucky and thankful I am to God that I get to work with her. I like make sure she like falls in love with me. That way in the scene when she's like, when she kisses me, it's like, it's real. It's
yeah,
like, oh,
you feel it. Really... It's there. Yeah. Did you say, go on?
All the producers on the set are coming up like, yo, your guys' scenes are so magnetic. They're so real. And like her character's resistant, like not wanting to fall in love with me because I'm a stripper. But I'm like, well, if that's how art imitates life, then that's how she feels as a woman who's married. Like, I can't fall in love with this guy. Like, I'm married. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want that to be there. So that it's like real.
Nah, real shit, man. And did you ever have your first kiss on or offset?
I mean, I like girls growing up like a lot. So I was always,
I mean, you've been the ladies' man all your life.
But I think my first on-set kiss was this woman, Naomi Lee Allen. We did In His Father's Shoes together, and she was in Toronto.
Right.
She was so fine. I fell in love with this girl. I was like, you got to come to my trailer and make out with me. And she's still fine to this day. And then I got to make out with like Meagan and everyone. I've made out with Dawn Richard. I have a sex scene with Dawn Richard from what's the band she's in? Diddy's band. What's
I can't remember. Yeah,
Danny Kane.
Right. Oh, yeah. Danny Kane. Yeah. It was a girl group, isn't it?
Yeah, and then like what's her name? Jennifer, from My Wife and Kids, the oldest daughter.
Oh,
Jennifer Freeman.
Freeman,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, I
mean, she's hot as well.
I know, she's so hot. I have sex scenes with all these girls.
Yeah, so practically most of your career, like the people that you've worked with, you've had some sort of like, you know, some sort of encounter in that way. So you must be like, God damn, like what's gonna happen when I have sex for real with my actual partner? Like how would you flip that to say like, okay, this is work?
I have Solange, a Beyonce sister, on under my belt makeout scenes. I've got
that episode of 101,
yeah, and then like Brandy Norwood, like she's like I got all these girls. I'm like,
that's like a CV you could tick off and say the people I've kissed or made out with are that Brandy. Yep. Crazy.
And then on Vampire Diaries, I have what's her name on Vampire Diaries? The lead girl.
Gosh, again, brain fart.
I can't have a brain fart.
Brain fart.
Yeah, but she's huge. She's beautiful. I'm like, okay, I got them straight.
What would happen when you would tell, like, when you have kids, like, you know what I mean? Obviously, like, you'd have, like, obviously your partner that you'd be with, like, what would you tell your kids as to say, like, if they asked you, oh, yeah, did you kiss mummy for the first time? And they'd be like, well, no, actually, mummy wasn't the first kiss before you guys were born.
I'm like, Dad's 50, Mom's 25. She wasn't a part of that.
Oh, that's some bullshit, man. The conversations with kids would be like, awkward. Awkward. I mean, speaking, of course, man. I mean, speaking of one-on-one, I have to ask, because I know that there've been like videos going about participating for like an potential reboot, and I hear that Flex Alexander is working on the script. Is there any developments with that at the moment? Is that still kind of like an ongoing process?
Yeah, I think it's a real thing. I know that Flex is doing it, and that, you know, I know that he's gonna reach out for me when I really need like that next little push to help him do it. But he's really working on it, and I'm actually down for it because I want to dye my hair blonde again.
You gotta have an excuse to do it.
Let's go blonde and let's go kill it, bro. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna sick ass haircut too.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a different perspective because obviously you guys have grown up as well, but you still maintained your youth, so you can kind of still get away with, you know, you've gone past college or university, you could kind of still kind of keep with those roles going on.
But look, what's so funny about it is all the people who've been on the show, like even the pop stars, like Chris Brown was on our show, Common was on our show,
Bobby V.
Yeah, and it's so funny. Like I be looking at the episodes, and I see a celebrity in every episode. And I'm like, we had that many celebrities on the show. Like we did. We had a lot of people coming through.
You made that happen, man. So I mean, hopefully that if it goes ahead, that might be a new case of new talent and new celebrities coming forward as we're in a new generation now. Who I'm thinking potentially like some I don't know. I'm thinking off the top of my head, like Lil Baby, for example. Like, imagine if you had him on one of your episodes. Like, that'd be just nuts, bro. Like, you're catering to a new generation of that, man. I'm excited for even the prospect of it.
I would love for Arnez to be like an actual rock star and get Lil Baby on a track. That would be sick.
Can you imagine? Oh my God. I am gassing the fucking idea, man. If it happens, you know we heard it here first, man. I mean, and just to ask as well, like, I mean, what do you think of the landscape of acting is like now? Because, I mean, you know, the 90s and the 2000s was like TV, cable, and pay-per-views, whereas now, like, it's streaming online, the evolution of digital as a whole. So how does that pit you as far as evolving as an actor? Still young, still looking young, and still being able to get gigs to this time and working with the times?
Yeah, no, for sure. One, I think it's so great that like everyone has like a way to broadcast like their creativity, like whether it's TikTok or the gram or podcast. I love the YouTube. I love the fact that there's so many ways for people to get like their stuff out, because essentially kids still did this before, but it was like the school play. So like, their only outlet was like, I'm in the play, I got a costume on, I'm doing it. But now it's like you can do it from your bedroom, you can do it from whatever your setup is.
Yeah.
But then I still think like there's still a second level, like a craft that's like the movies and the acting stuff. And I still like to charge that, to be like, yeah, you can do that, and I support you. And I'll get down in your videos, I'll do some dances and stuff. But there's another level of like that, like, you know, assignment of the craft of acting. And I'm still a veteran and an expert in that. And like that's why I love being on TV shows. I love it.
And I can see you're still passionate about acting. I mean, you know what's coming up next for you? Because I know that you got a lot of acting projects going on. Like you said, My Brother's Keeper. You did Empire, which I mean, I think it was the last season, like a couple of months ago. Last year, 2020. California Love, I'm hearing about. Harlem, obviously, like you said, with Meagan Good. I also hear that you're a chef. So have you got a restaurant set up yet? Like, what's coming up? Like, tell us all.
I got my own sauce now. It's called Lebe. Oh my God, it's great. Listen, everybody's asking you to catch up in life. I'm like, relax, Lebe.
Hey, that's good. That's sick. That is sick. Like you you're flipping on the words, man. Shit.
I've had a couple grilling companies reach out to me about doing the sauce, and the sauce is a one of a kind sauce, man. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So I call it Chef Bobby as my chef persona. Oof. But there's it's pilot season right now, so yeah. I'm heavy auditioning for these new shows, and I'm like, I've been so ferocious in my scenes. Like I want to get on one of these shows where I'm the lead, and like either playing like something that's like visceral, like either like a villain or a drug dealer or something that's just like, what I'm saying, girls, guns, and running. That's what I want.
What would be your actual dream role? Like if there's something that you wanted to conquer and go, I've got this, what would it be?
It's California Love, the one that's coming out.
Right.
That next role is I play the head of Hoover Crip, who's the dude named his name's Jay Hoover. And originally Nipsey Hussle was playing the role.
Wow.
And they passed the torch to me after what happened. God rest his soul, rest in peace. And I carried that torch so good. And it's like I'm in jail, I come out of jail, I'm getting in trouble, I meet a girl, I'm a dick to her. Then she's like, hey, we go on this little date, and I'm like, yo, listen, don't talk to me like that. Like I'm a fucking G in the hood. We fall in love. We like fall in love. We start like changing the neighborhood. Like I'm getting shot at. You know what I'm saying? It's like we have a kid. The movie's incredible. I'm like,
can't wait, man.
This is the role, bro. This is it.
I can't wait, man. Like a lot of exciting shit coming your way, man. And having an extensive career, man. I'm so grateful to chat to you. Well, before I let you go, I just wanted to do some quick fire questions, if that's okay with you.
Let's do it. Fire them up.
All right, let's go. So, first of all, favorite track on Spotify right now?
Oh, favorite track on Spotify right now? I just wrote it down. It's called it's Social House. Social House is the name of the band, and the song is At Least We Tried.
Okay.
Look it up.
I'm gonna check that. I'm gonna check that. Right, sure. Okay, cool. Favorite movie outside of your own work?
I might be Black Panther. Black Panther's a dope ass movie, bro.
I mean, I watched it twice. It's amazing.
Black Panther's a dope ass movie, bro.
Yeah, I was invited from Disney to actually watch a screening of it, and it's amazing, man. The best experience I've had, man. What's your worst habit?
My worst habit? I got a lot of good ones. My worst habit is probably sometimes I play before I work. Sometimes I'll spend $1 playing and enjoying life as opposed to like investing in like the next thing that I'm supposed to be investing in.
Yeah.
So you got to try and find that balance of being like, listen, make the investment first, and then whatever you have left over, you can fuck that off. Don't like fuck off too much and then can't pay. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the one thing.
I think I've been saving good for the past couple of years, whereas before I've been more of a reserver, but then there'll be things I spend on and I think like I should have saved that and I could put that towards something else, but I'm being better at it now. So I get what you mean in terms of like putting priorities on top first. If you could describe yourself as a song, what song would it be?
Damn, that's a good ass fucking question. Damn, that's fucking good.
I love this.
I would say if I could describe myself as a song, it'd have to be a Frank Sinatra song.
Ooh.
And it'd probably be Fly Me to the Moon. Fly me to the moons, let me play amongst the stars. Let me see what spring looks like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. Yes. Baby, kiss me. Yes. Like that.
And you've had a lot of kisses, so
yeah, that's some fire lyrics, bro. Like that.
No, put that as your Twitter handle. Favorite clothing brand?
Favorite clothing brand? My favorite clothing brand. Okay, because I wear a lot of gentleman stuff, I like Versace shit. Like some of the more clean, like stuff like
not the ones with like bare patterns on it.
Yeah, just the stuff that's super clean and like tight and gentleman stuff. I like their stuff, definitely.
I mean, you certainly come to our type, man. You're really, really cool with that. Morning or night person?
Ooh, I'm really both. I'm like, okay, I call it the wee small hours of the morning. So it's like from like 2 o'clock in the morning to like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
you make more revelations about yourself. You have stronger relationships. You're out at night. Like when it goes from like night to morning and you're like out with your friends and you guys are like, having a good time, drinking, having a good time, eating, talking, listening to music. That's like the best time of the day to me. Like, So it's like that crossover cusp of like 2 o'clock to like 6 o'clock in the morning. That's my shit.
Okay.
Because you can either be in the gym.
Yeah.
Like, by yourself with the music blaring, like working on yourself, or you just be fucking off the night, just having a good ass time with your friends. Like, we're gonna be so hungover tomorrow.
I'm definitely more of a night person because the mornings are not good for me, man. I'm waking up later especially like during these times, and it's crazy, man.
So like in my job, I have to go to work mad early. So let's say like I have to be at work at like 5:30 in the morning on set.
Yeah, that wouldn't work for me.
I'll wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and be like, I'm gonna run to work. It's 5 miles away. Let me put my sneakers on and just be mad sweaty and show up like, yo, I need a towel to shower. I just ran here 5 fucking miles to fucking work. So I like that time though. And then obviously everybody likes sunset too. Sunsets.
I love sunsets. Are you an arse man or a boob man?
Ooh, am I ass man or a boob man? Damn.
So are you about your titties or are you about your ass?
I know. I think I gotta like, I've never been asked that question before. I go back and forth. Because like, that ass is just so nice.
Yeah.
Crank that shit, grab a girl by the waist and just get to work. But at the same time, sometimes you just be looking at a girl just like, mama, like just go on them titties and just be like,
I think for me, as long as there's a bit of cushion on the frontal part, like the ass has got to compensate. That's all I'm saying.
Ass will always compensate.
It will always compensate for everything. If your life was a movie, what would it be called?
If my life was a movie, it'd be called Potential Energy.
Ooh.
It'd be like a sci-fi crossover, like shoot 'em up movie. Potential Energy.
Ooh.
Like kind of like Inception. Or
yes.
Like one of them Jumanji movies, but like mad, like sci-fi-ish. That would be dope.
Crazy. Who would you get to play you in the movie?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Bro, I might get Chris Brown to play me in a movie, bro.
I mean, he's a good fit.
I think that like he's underrated as just an overall star. Like the two people who I think are way underrated is like Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx can do like anything. And Chris Brown is so fucking talented, bro. He's so fucking talented. So, and the movie would blow up. Everyone would go see Chris Brown.
Yeah. Because box office hits like, $1 billion in the first week. Yeah, you got that sorted. Yeah. Couple more because there's some really good ones here and I really want to get them to you. Favorite emoji that you use?
Favorite emoji, definitely the cowboy hat.
Okay.
The yeehaw, that's my shit.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Okay.
The the cowboy emoji, and the guns. I use them together.
You were telling you said that to me earlier. You were like, yeah, we're in 12 minutes. I was thinking, like, you're flexing even on WhatsApp, like whether you got your shirt off or you're doing technology. Like, I can't get away from your nakedness, man. Shit.
No, listen, because so the reason I like the cowboy one is like my dad says, he's like, you're a country boy at heart. He's like, you're a country boy. He goes, but you got city feet. I said, okay.
Wow, like you're like a fusion.
So I'm like, okay, that's why I like the cowboy one. And I feel like the cowboy one is mad crossover. Because, like, you know, you have friends from different, like cultures. Yeah. I got Asian friends. I got Middle Eastern friends. I got Jewish friends. It don't matter. I seen that cowboy emoji. They're like, okay. I'm like, let's go drinking. Cowboy emoji. They're like, all right, okay, let's go drinking.
Crazy. My one is this one.
Oh, shit. Like, what are you
What you gonna do? Like, if I get cussed out for something that I'm late in, let's say there's a conversation that I'm late in, and then all of a sudden it's kind of like, have you ever seen that Homer Simpson meme where he backs out into the bushes and then there's no turning back from it? So then I just go like, all right, cool. Let me bow out gracefully. See y'all later. You know what I mean?
See you later. Yo, emojis, they're like hieroglyphics, right?
I think so.
Like, if you think about, like, the Egyptians and they're, like, looking in the tombs and stuff and you see all the characters on there. Yeah. Isn't it, like, kind of like emojis? Like, if you, like, went into, like, a new museum, like if they built a new pyramid with just emojis.
Oh, my God. Wow. You just blow my mind. That is some shit. Wow. Imagine, like, if emojis were made at the time being hieroglyphics, but it's now just a new name and updated and into art. Bruv, man, I like your flex, man. You come up with some shit, bruv. I love this. All right, 2 more and I'll let you go. If you were able to speak to your 13-year-old self, is there anything you would change?
Damn. You know what I would say? I would have told him to start a business. If I talked if I talked to my 13-year-old self, I would say, like, listen, if you're making this cash, like, I know it's fun. I know that, like, all the things that you learn, like, in Monopoly, like, go buy a house, like, go buy, like, a rental property, but, like, you gotta fucking figure out, like, what problem needs to be solved. Right. What, like, this Amazon shit, this fucking, like, you know, Uber, like, all these different Netflix, like, people don't want to get off their couch, like, bring a movie to them, like, all these ideas that people are doing right now in the 21st century. I'm like, you're at the perfect age to start this shit now. And then be like a Zuckerberg by the time you're like 25, because you're like, you know what I'm saying? You get 12 more years and you can do this shit. Yeah. And if you figure out what you want to do now, when you go to college, you'll meet everybody in college who will to help you with this shit. You're like, yo, get on board. We're going to build this company in the garage. We're going to get drunk. We're going to have parties. we're going to brand the fuck out of this idea and then, like, get it out of the garage and get it fucking making money.
Yeah, it's like with cryptocurrency is even a thing, like, you know, Bitcoin, like, you know, you could do it fucking young if you really wanted to. Like, you know, if you had the techniques to do it, you could just go like, bam, like on your phone, boom. I see people that are traveling like all across the world and then all they're doing is cryptocurrency and it's making a living out of them. So, yeah, if business was then now, wow, crazy.
You gotta get a storefront. You gotta get a storefront that's like recession proof. I would say the most recession-proof thing is like alcohol. If you start an alcohol company and it pops, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, true. I mean, look at Diddy and 50 Cent and what they made out of it.
Diddy, 50 Cent. Now The Rock has that Terramon.
Yeah, Terramon. Oh, he's one of my favorite. He's one of my, you know, I mean, my all-time idols of all time, man.
DJ is sick, bro. I love DJ. So yeah, no doubt, dude. Like this starting this business, like a recession-proof business, that's the one thing you gotta think of when you're young. And like, I think the pandemic happened, everyone's ordering Amazon, everyone's watching Netflix. The whole pandemic. Uber Eats, Netflix, like that's all we did. It's like,
yep. And Just Eat, you know, I'm still ordering from it now because it's more convenient to do so. So. I mean, crazy, man. Last one. When it's all said and done, what legacy would you want to leave behind?
Pull one as you climb. When it's all said and done, I'd be like, Rob never left anybody behind. Every time he went up a rung, he took somebody that he loved with him and brought him up with him. Like, that's my shit right there. Wow. I'm not trying to do this shit alone, bro. It's like, it's being at the top is great, but, you know, being with the people that you love and care about, that's that's something that's gonna like, you'll look back at your life and be like, there was somebody who was down to hide me. That's the line I heard. Yeah. Warren Buffett said, he goes, the people who love you are the people who are down to hide you. I was like,
wow, that is deep. That is
deep.
That's
deep shit, bro.
Yeah, because I'm thinking family, your closest friends, the ones that will always be there for you, they're willing to hide you no matter what bullshit comes your way.
Shit goes down for real, someone want to hide you and fucking sneak you food and shit like that. Sneak you money, like that's squad.
Wow. I mean, Robert, you've given me so many gems, man. I mean, Robert, it's been an absolute pleasure. Like, I was so excited to chat to you today. Like, you know, I grew up watching you, and I wish you all the best for everything you're doing, like your acting career, like your chefery, you know, EPM products. Like, I wish you all the best in that as well. So thank you for coming on, man. It's been a pleasure.
Oh man, it's one of my best interviews ever, man. You're a monster, bro. I had such a good time with you, so I love it.
I'm gonna tell my mom in a minute that Robert liked my interview. Yes.
Sick.
I appreciate it, man. I mean, I know you got more famous shit to do, so I ain't gonna hold you up much longer, man. If you could tell us,
I wish I had a cowboy hat so I could hit you with this and the cowboy hat.
Hey, we'll do that. Hey, you know, when you do more of your projects down the line, we'll do this again, man. And then make sure you have the cowboy hat. And is there a question you want for me to do when the next time I come on? Is there anything particular?
We'll chop it up. Next time we do this, I want to do this together, and we'll go somewhere and we'll listen to some music. We'll have some drinks and have some food, and we'll just chop it up. We'll just make it like epic.
Well, let's hope that the borders lift, because right now I can't even travel anywhere as far as like, even if I had to go as far as Europe, I will get fined for doing so. But I really want to do more traveling, and I hope one day that we get to cross paths like face to face, brother.
We will, bro. We will.
Yeah, man. Well, if you could tell our audience where they can catch you on all the socials and what's coming up for you, the floor is yours, my dude.
Yeah, what's going on, world? Listen, it's Robert Richard. I'm out here, you know, hugging grandparents and kissing babies. If you see me in the street, run up on me, you know what I'm saying? I smell good, you know what I'm saying? Got my Versace fucking cologne on and whatnot. And I'm taking pictures. And you know what? If you cute, I'll probably give you my phone number too. So holler at me. I'm the Robert Richard on every platform. So YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, the Robert Richard, Clubhouse, Real Talk Live. I'm on all the apps as the Robert Richard. So I see you guys. I love you guys. Holler at me.
All right, cool, man. Well, I mean, thanks again. I know, you know, we connected through WhatsApp, so we'll chop it up soon, my brother.
I love you too, bro.
All right, peace, man.
All right.